Here we are, at last. My last favorite Pokemon per generation this Pokemon month. I'll most likely do Gen 4, 5, and 6 next year, and eventually get to 7 once I feel I have enough time to decide favorites. With Pokemon, you need time to play and experience to decide favorites. Anyways, Gen 3. Although I did really enjoy this gen as much as Gen 2 or future ones, I can't deny a great cast when I see it. Gen 3 has some of my favorite Pokemon so far. Their designs are great and different from what came before. In fact, I had a real tough time picking my 10 favorites this time. Gen 1 was easy, Gen 2 was a little harder, but man, Gen 3 was a challenge. God, I don't know how I'll do when I reach Gen 4 and 5. Anyways, the rules are the same as before, so if you don't know them, go watch my top 10 favorite Generation 1 Pokemon with Dark Young Link. Anyways, let's begin.
Congratulations!
Pokemon has been criticized by basically everyone for having Pokemon that aren't that original and look basically just like an object or an animal in the real world. That's a bird, that's a walrus, and that's trash. But sometimes Pokemon have such a weird design that I can't help but love them. One of these is Mawile. Mawile is a short feminine Pokemon that up to Gen 6 was Steel. In Gen 6 it was one of the many Pokemon changed to part Fairy. Also in Gen 6 it received its most defining feature, its Mega Evolution, but let's go back to regular Mawile. Regular Mawile was only found in Ruby and honestly isn't that good. Stats are really nothing to write home about. However, I always really liked Mawile due to its design. I never used it in battle, but I'd be damned if I didn't admit that this was a cool design. Normal humanoid Pokemon, then BAM! Fucking jaw hair. I'm pretty sure these are based on some Japanese myth. However, it's still cool. Like I said, it did get a Mega Evolution in Gen 6, but honestly I haven't used this thing on any team I made for the game. It is one of the few Mega Evolutions that isn't in your face so much, so that's good. Like, what the fuck is this shit? But it's low on the list due to my lack of using it, and in fact normal Mawile isn't that good in battle. But great design and an awesome Mega Evolution makes it land easily on the number 10 spot. What do you get when you combine one of the world's most deadliest disaster creators and one of the derpiest and oddly useful animals? Camerupt. Camerupt is about 85% camel and the rest volcano, which is such a cool idea. I love this thing's design, and its Mega Evolution is pretty cool also. Battle-wise, this thing's okay normally. I like its moves, and I used one before in a playthrough, however, I felt that it was probably my weakest link. Okay, let me explain Camerupt's biggest issue. It's typing. It's part fire and part ground, which gives it a big weakness to water. Now, please look at this map of Hoenn. Look at all the water. And more water Pokemon. So guess what? Camerupt's biggest weakness is probably the most abundant type in Gen 3. It gets better in later gens, but still its weaknesses is everywhere. I really like Camerupt, but its weaknesses makes me put it at the number 9 spot. But I do love the Mega Evolution, but I never used it since due to the fact that I had this thing. If you got a time machine and went back in time and asked younger Young Link, aka me, what his favorite Pokemon was, he would say Metagross. Because Metagross is badass. Metagross was hands down one of my favorite Pokemon when I was a wee lad on the farm. I can see why too. Metagross is such a useful Pokemon, and its typing is freaking amazing with Steel Psychic. Its design is great also. Its design is super intimidating. Whenever I play a Pokemon game and somehow a trainer has a Metagross, or even a Matang, I'm freaking scared, man. This thing is amazing. It's such a good Pokemon with amazing defenses, so why isn't it higher? Well, I think it's too good. I don't really have fun whenever I use this thing. I know it's a dumb thing to say, but it's true. Anyways, Metagross is still awesome, and I use it from time to time, especially when they had that event where you got the shiny Beldum in any new copy of Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. Maybe that's why I didn't like that game that much, because it was not hard at all. So, Hoenn has a lot of dragon types, and I wanted to pick one of them, so it came down to these three, Flygon, Salamance, and Rayquaza. I went with the one with the goggle eyes. Flygon is cool. It's a desert dragon, meaning it has a huge weakness to ice, but I don't care that much, and it doesn't really, and ice isn't as common as, say, water with camera up, so in my opinion it works out better. Flygon's design is just awesome. I fell in love with this thing since the moment I saw it. However, for this love, I've actually never used this thing. Why? It doesn't really become useful till the end of the game when it evolves at a late level. Yeah, it's nice for the time, but still, Vibrava and Trapinch aren't winning any awards. Also, since I brought them up, Salamance isn't on the list because I hate its Mega Evolution and it takes forever to evolve. Rayquaza isn't on here because, well, I don't like it as much as Flygon. It almost did make the list though, so consider Rayquaza number 11 on the list. What does one get when you combine a mushroom with a boxer? Breloom. Breloom is just that, a fighting grass type. That's such a cool type to me. Yeah, being weak against flying sucks, but honestly, I can live with it, and I have. I think Breloom might be one of my most used Generation 3 Pokemon. Almost any playthrough I've seen to snag him, including things like Nuzlocke, where I don't really have a choice in my Pokemon, but he still somehow pops his little mushroom head in. I love how Breloom's type can be so mean. Hits hard with fighting type moves that can steal your health and paralyze and poison you. It's a match made in heaven. If I had any downsides is, I guess, just the weakness to flying. And flying is a very common type. That's all I have wrong with Breloom. So why isn't it any higher? Well, the positives of the other ones just outshine this one. I love you, Breloom, and I'm expecting to use you for many playthroughs to come. Speaking of Pokemon I use a fucking lot, Swellow, man. Even though I love Beero, this is probably my favorite normal bird. Second favorite normal bird. Ignoring that awkward tangent, Swellow is awesome. It's fast and packs a punch. I don't think I've met one Generation 3 player say that Swellow was bad. It's just so sleek. I mean, look at that hair. I wonder how much hair gel that takes to maintain. Anyway, Swellow is just swell. Boo! Oh, see what I did there? Boo! It's funny because when you say boo, I put boo from Mario on the screen. Ha! Anyway, Swellow is great. Great speed and attack and is super useful and has a place on any team. Taillow isn't that hard to find for your own journey, so catch one and see the fun for yourself. Dark types, I love dark types. Mightyena isn't that great of a Pokemon. It's one of those Pokemon that's fine early game but gets outshadowed by most other stuff later down the line. But remember when I talked about Houndoom and how I love wolves? Well, Mightyena is, well, a wolf. Its design is super cool also. And the weird part is I don't know why I like this thing so much. Like, it's not like Houndoom, where the concept is awesome, or like Bisharp, where it's so badass it works. Mightyena is a wolf in Pokemon. I guess it's because I like wolves in real life that I would like its design, but this is one of my favorite dark types ever, and I don't know why. Like I said, it's not that good in battle. I used Mightyena for my playthrough of Alpha Sapphire, and honestly, it lagged behind along with Camerupt and my Metagross, and basically everything else kind of just picked up its slack. However, I'd be lying if I said I didn't like Mightyena a lot, so that's why it's so high on this list, even if, as a Pokemon, it's not that great. Moving on. I find one of the hardest parts for me in any Pokemon playthrough is picking my starter. There's not a starter I dislike, so picking between three very useful Pokemon is a tough pick. However, when I played Gen 3 for the first time and I saw the starters, I knew who I was going to pick. Motherfucking Mudkip. And yes, Mudkip is my choice and not Marshtomp or Swampert. Mostly because it's so adorable. Mudkip in the freaking anime, oh my god. Also, yes, memes. Moving on, Mudkip is adorable that I've used it in most any Gen 3 playthrough. I like Torchic and Trico a lot, and they almost made the list also, but I'm sorry, this adorable little guy took it. I can't count the times I've used this thing, and it's so good also. Its ground water type makes it great, and due to its type, makes me pick Burloom to help with its weaknesses, and Burloom makes me pick Swellow. That trinity has carried me through so many games, it's unbelievable. Mudkip is great, and deserves a spot on the A-team, so yes, I like Mudkips. Now shut up. You thought we were done with dark types? Excuse me, I'm never done with dark types. Absol was so cool. And yes, I'm seeing the repetition of dark types based on dogs or wolves. So far we have Umbreon, Houndoom, Minyana, and Absol. What can I say? I love me some dark wolves. Absol has a lot of cool stuff. Although useful in Gen 3, it didn't win any awards. However, it was boosted by the physical special split. And with moves like Sword Stance, it could be a pretty interesting sweeper. I love its design also, mostly because of its horn thing. It's a really weird idea, but it really works, especially with Absol's pretty basic color scheme. Also, I feel this placement is pretty obvious since this isn't the first time I've talked about Absol in a positive light. Last year I did a 2 Smash or Not Smash on Absol, and I even attempted to rewatch it. Keyword attempted. To make a long story short, I find that I have gotten so much better in 1 year that going back to that Rush video makes me cringe. Anyway, Absol is a major Pokemon. I've talked about it for both gens, and what can I say? I've talked about this thing twice already, so if you want to go hear more of my opinions on it, go to that video from last year, although I don't really recommend it. Anyways, on to number 1. So my number 1 actually has a lot of parallels to my number 1 of Gen 2, Houndoom. Number 1 on this list is Manectric. Manectric, say it with me now, is a wolf Pokemon. However, we got out of the dark phase and Manectric is just an electric type. Also, that brings in parallel to Generation 1's top Pokemon on the list, Jolteon. I guess the Manectric is the best of both. I've used Manectric before and I gotta say, I'm a fan. I love electric type Pokemon with their speed, powerful moves, and I love paralyzing my foes. Manectric is basically Generation 3's Jolteon, since you can't get Eevee in the main story of Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Also, like Houndoom, Manectric has a Mega Evolution that I don't really like. Okay, so dislike is a strong word for Mega Houndoom. Manectric, on the other hand, what is this? When I said that sometimes these Mega Evolutions have so much crap going on, it sucks. This is just, there's so much wrong. However, a bad designed Mega Evolution can't remove my love of Manectric. I love this electric wolf, and I can't wait to use him again. Thanks for watching, everyone. Sorry I didn't get this done in time, so the last episode along with this one will be in December. So I guess this is Pokemon Mums 2016. That's awkward. Hopefully I could get this done, the final video done soon, but I do have finals next week. Shit.